Today's video might completely overturn everything you think you know about the Australian real estate market. I'm not exaggerating, because I bet a lot of people expect me to talk about high house prices and expensive rents, and that's it. But this time, it's different. Westpac's latest report analyzes the current market situation and looks ahead to future trends. Westpac is one of the 4 major banks in Australia. Recently, they put forward a series of recommendations aimed at addressing one of the country's most pressing issues, which includes the housing problem I mentioned in my previous videos. So, for property investors, you really need to have a clear understanding of the area you're buying in or the portfolio you currently hold. What exactly is driving the rise in property prices? Only by understanding this can you distinguish which areas or which properties in your portfolio are experiencing short-term growth, and what kind of places truly have long-term potential for appreciation. Then, the most hard-hitting line in the report, in my opinion, was written for local white Australians. It says that what has destroyed our dream of home ownership is not immigrants, nor investors, but rather everyone, all of Australia's more than 25 million people. This is a structural problem that has been collectively ignored for 25 years. What kind of structural problem? For example, the government promised to build 1.2 million new homes, right? But the report believes that if even 1 million homes can be completed, we should be thankful, and that's the most optimistic scenario. In a more pessimistic scenario, maybe only half can be built. And what's most discouraging is that Westpac predicts it will take at least another 5 to 10 years to fix this mess. In other words, for the next several years, ordinary people like us will have to keep struggling. I have a friend, a young couple in their early 30s, both working extremely hard. On weekend nights, they just stay in their rental apartment, right? They calculate and look at houses online priced at $950,000, only to realize they're still short $100,000 for the down payment. In the end, all you can do is quietly close the webpage. That sense of helplessness, right? I can feel it even through the screen, because no matter how hard you try to save, if your pace can't keep up with the speed at which housing prices are rising, you feel utterly hopeless. You really will watch wide-eyed as the average house price in Australia breaks through 1 million. Right? The speed at which you save money just can't keep up. So where exactly is the problem? The core of this report can be summed up in 4 words: structural supply collapse. To put it plainly, over the past 25 years, Australia's population has been continuously increasing, and Australia actually needs this population growth. However, the speed at which houses are being built is far from enough. Australia doesn't have the policies or the capacity to support so much construction, nor to make so many developers willing to build that many houses. As well as the speed of approvals, this covers a lot of issues. It might not seem like much in a single year, but with governments constantly changing, after accumulating over 25 years, there is now a huge, massive gap. This isn't the fault of any one government, it's the result of the collective record of several governments over the past 20 years. This has triggered a particularly striking phenomenon. There's a term in society called the Nimi Effect. Well, not in my backyard. What does it mean? It means just don't build it in my backyard, because we're constantly exploring where to buy next. We're always checking the latest council reports, so we keep seeing community meetings. At many of these meetings, a lot of homeowners in their 50s and 60s are passionately complaining on one hand, saying their children can't afford to buy a home, that this country